He was born, the family rejoiced. She was born. For a second, they rethought. For a second, okay? For a second, they rethought. Both of them came to the world covered in red. But what we did, we covered him in blue and her in pink. And it all started right there. We bought him a toy car, a toy truck, a toy plane, and a toy robot. And her, a kitchen set, a Barbie doll to dress up and play with. What are we trying to tell? And as they grew up, we told her to dress decently and not distracting, to sit properly and cover up, to not laugh louder and to not raise her voice, to stay in the house or be back home by 6 p.m., not to talk with the opposite gender and to not and always serve the men and adults in the family devotedly. She also taught to be the cooking, washing, and cleaning, not because it's a survival skill, but because that sounds like a nice offer to sell her in a marriage, right? She is complained for being dark, thin, chubby, tall, short, or every way she looked. You won't look like a girl if you cut your hair short. You look very beautiful if you grow your hair really long. You like cricket and football, but that's a guy's game. You are too outspoken. Who will marry you? You have attitude issues. You are well educated and are earning. So that makes you so bossy. You can do whatever you want after you get married, but that doesn't stop there. After she gets married, you have to change yourself to your husband and in-laws because now you belong to their family. Aren't you taking your husband's last name? Doesn't your husband mind if you earn more than him? Your biological clock is ticking. Plan for a baby really soon. You don't even look like a mother. Okay? Are you going to leave your child and go to work after he or she is born? Like, you're going to let someone else raise your kid after you leave to work? And it doesn't end there also. If the marriage doesn't work and she calls off a breakup or a divorce, she is again judged. We all know that it's quite obvious that nobody ends a marriage just like that. It's not a one-night decision. But we pass lame comments. You are a woman. You have to adjust. Men are like that. You are a woman and it's your duty to build a beautiful family no matter how disastrous it can be. It's your responsibility to build a beautiful family no matter what. Like, seriously? There's always an opinion or a judgment sandwiched and served with everything she has to do. And in the process of dictating her life of what to wear, what to eat, what to speak, what to do, and what to not do, we completely forget that there is him who also need to be told and taught things. And that is not okay. Who are we trying to protect her from? The monsters we raised? Okay. So, if you teach and educate him the same things that you tell and teach her, the problem is solved. The world in itself will become a more peaceful and safer place, and we need no locks and keys to protect anybody, and now this is okay. Also, we are very concerned about the problems and issues faced by girls and women in the society, but men don't face anything. Is that true? No. Boys from a very young age are told that they are not supposed to express their feelings. Like if they cry, it means that they are weak. The idea that men shouldn't express their sadness bottles them up and makes them mentally blocked, which might be a very problem in their future, both to themselves and others. If a girl cries, it is normal. If a boy cries, he is not encouraged to. He is told not to cry, or he is bullied that he is crying like a girl. Absolutely shame on us. In the verge of peak emotions, we either tend to cry or it turns into anger. And that is where I believe that the vulnerable, violent, and aggressive emotions of men come from. When a man hits a woman, it's an issue. Everybody talks about it. We have like trending hashtags in Twitter, and we also have laws against it. But when a man is getting beaten up, the society doesn't care much because it is seen normal for men to fight because they are strong. But isn't violence still violence? Yes. Tall girls marry tall guys. Short girls also marry tall guys. And short guys, tall, short, bearded, clean-shaved, bald, long-haired, muscular, skinny. Oh, so much. Like, body shaming also exists for men. Their personalities are judged based on how they look. For instance, a man who looks well-built need not be rugged or masculine or very intimidating. And the one who looks soft need not be fragile. But we assume that, comment on that, and that pressurizes them as well. Okay. Like pseudo-feminism or preferential treatment to girls also affect boys. For instance, if there's a problem that involves both men and women, it's automatically assumed that the guy or the man would have surely been the problem. But in most cases, it need not be true. Let there be a matter of doubt. Why? Why we are assuming that? There are good men, bad women, and vice versa also. And their false accusations should never be encouraged. Hard data tells us that men are still expected to be the breadwinners of the family. Still expected to be the breadwinners of the family. That is why they take up not so satisfying, unfulfilling, but profitable professions. Because if they don't make money, they are considered weak. And that is also a reason why men don't take up their careers or as professions like music, sports, and arts, because there is no stable income in that. Stable income, a settled life is always constantly expected from them, and thus many dreams are killed. There is also a stigma associated with male survivors of rape and abuse. There are quite a few people who don't believe that it is possible for men to get abused. Girls get told their entire lives to be careful of abusers, rapists, and they also get lessons about how to recognize the signs of abuse. But not once, boys would have been given the same information. Actually, nobody should be educated about abuse, but since there's a need for that, sadly, all should be taught equally. Men's issues are also real. They range from minor inconveniences to real social prejudices, and that is not okay. I agree and acknowledge the fact that men also face so many battles and struggles in every walks of their life, but being a woman in the first place is the first and foremost struggle and barrier that every woman faces out there. You have no idea of the battles we are fighting, and if you can't help us in any way, don't be another battle to fight. Feminism is about sorting all this out, because it's equality and not which race wins the race. Feminism is often misconceived, very much misconceived, to be men versus women. But it is actually not. It is men, women, and every other gender also. You don't become a feminist, you are born a feminist. Because nobody is born thinking that women deserve less rights than others. Patriarchy teaches us that. So everyone is born a feminist. Some remain a feminist and others become misogynist. Equality is not always 50-50. Sometimes it's a 60-40 and sometimes it's a 70-30. I don't know how justifiable this can be, but I'll tell you why in this situation. Like, women are unconsciously, subconsciously, and consciously made to be believed that they are inferior to men in some way or the other. This thought has been instilled in them for generations and generations and years and years. So, women take up these assumed responsibilities, not assumed responsibilities, with so much pride, not knowing the fact or ignorant that it's a hidden agenda to violate their self-respect. They think sacrifice is sacred. How do we tell them that it is not? It is not. So it needs more efforts to clear up this unorderly mess, and that is why feminism might look a little upper hand to women, but trust me, it is never man-hating. Men sometimes feel a little lost, and left out when the society constantly says women first, ladies first, children first. But what they need to understand is that women have been lost their entire lives. So this first just means they are one step ahead, one step closer to becoming equal. So isn't that okay? It need to be. Certain things are so normalized that we are not even aware that it is not normal at all in the first place. For instance, we blame the society for everything that is ruined today without even thinking for a second. But who do you think the society is? Isn't it you, I, other normal people just like you and I? Yes. Aren't we guilt-tripped for being that society that is constantly blamed and being the reason behind everything, every mishap that is happening around us? We should think about it. Okay, we can't blame and change the past generation people or the people that are too stubborn to change. But what we can do is we can unlearn, relearn, and teach our children to change, and that will make the society a really better place. Let us become that society where there is no woman CEO but just a CEO, not a woman president but just a president, not female centric films but just films, not male nurses but just nurses, not male makeup artists but just makeup artists. Why not? Let us become that. And also, it's often considered that women become mothers, but people become parents. So, if moms are given maternal leaves, why are not dads given paternal leaves? This needs to be emphasized. But we also have to agree that things have changed a lot and we have really come a very long way. I have witnessed things right in front of my eyes around me that it has really changed. Looking at my uncle who cooks, cleans and washes at the house with no shame because his wife comes home tired after work and she earns equally. And my other uncle, he also does the same and even more, but his wife is a homemaker. So it's not women, working women deserve this. Every woman deserves it. Also, a very dear school senior of mine is a makeup artist. He is a makeup artist and is doing extremely well in his career. Where makeup and stuffs are considered a girl's thing in the society, he is flourishing in his career, and that makes me very immensely proud. So all these, very much examples like these are happening around this, and that makes me feel really empowered and it feels very okay, that it's okay. So my dear girls, you're not weak. You are not born to be an unpaid servant maid. You're not a wax doll to look a certain way and match the glit and glam standards set by the society. It's okay. Eat that extra gulab jamun because worrying about the waistline is an utter waste of time. You are allowed to choose what you want to study, but choose education over everything because that what changes what we are really fighting to change. So choose education over everything. And choose when you want to marry, who you want to marry, or if you want to marry at all. Even if it's at 22, it's at 32, it should be your choice and it's okay. You should be financially independent and throw out the price tag that they want you to sell with, okay? So you should succeed no matter what. And if being a woman is a hindrance, break that and still succeed. And my dear boys, you're allowed to cry. You are allowed to break down, be sensitive, and show your emotions real and raw. I won't judge you, I promise. And there are, fortunately, too many good hearts out there who won't judge you for being you. And it's just human emotions and not gender emotions. You are allowed to learn to cook, clean, and wash because it's not a woman's job, it's just another survival skill. Go out, wear that pink shirt, pink, green, yellow, orange, whatever for that matter, whatever you like. You need not do anything to become man enough. You're a man and you're already enough. It's okay. There's no written down rules for you to man up. Be responsible, righteous, respectful, and yourself. And that's all it takes to become manning up. But just in case if it exists, okay? And isn't it very comforting when someone tells you that it's okay, when you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? Isn't it very comforting? Yes. I know it won't move mountains or make wonders happen, but it will give you the confidence to either face it or let things go. Even if there's nobody to tell you that it's okay, you have yourself. Pick every broken piece up, every insecurity of yours, and tell yourself that it is okay because you really matter. So just in case nobody told you, I'll tell you more louder, more stronger, that it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, and it's okay until you know what is not okay. Okay? You matter. You are enough. You are more than enough. Really, trust me, you are enough. That's my time. This is Sushmitha signing off from you all. Thank you.